Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of a late night screen review. This time we're talking about Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
So what's the story? Oops. So Beetlejuice, won't say it again, tells the story of, basically, Lydia Dietz is older now, she's a grown-up, she's got a child, her husband died many, many years ago, and she's got a new kind of hubby-to-be. In that interviewing time, she's still a kind of psychic, and she still sees ghosts, but she's made like a kind of cheesy TV show that she hosts now. So she's kind of lost her way a little bit, she's kind of sold out, and she's kind of been a bit led down the path by other people in her life, especially her new kind of boyfriend, fiance. Then, unfortunately, her father dies and she has to go back home to kind of look after his affairs and do all those things. Meet up with the stepmom again and kind of bring her daughter out of boarding school to take her to the house so they can all kind of do the funeral and do all those things. And somebody from the past turns up. Who, you might ask? Beetlejuice. What did I think of the movie? So, the long-awaited sequel to Beetlejuice is finally here, folks, directed by the legendary Tim Burton. Hooray! After all his successful modern films that he's made recently. Yep. Now, I'm always very suspicious of sequels and kind of turning a singular film into a franchise. I don't really see the need for it. I understand it from a kind of monetary, kind of corporate, I get that. I'm not a complete, idiot. But obviously, as a creator, as an artist, as a film, lover and appreciator, I don't see the need for it. Just have a single story, single film, and that's fine. And we don't have to keep rehashing. We don't have to keep extending things out. We can just have a one-off thing, love it, enjoy it, and it's there forever. Great. So me and franchises, me and extended sequel after sequel after sequel, I'm always very wary. And it's not to say that there can't be made really good sequels out there. There are some brilliant modern films that have been made over the last few years. Brilliant sequels, etc, etc, but for the most part, and I think this is it's a generalization, sure, but I think it's kind of true that for the most part sequels are kind of crap, not very good. But anyway, so was I looking forward to Beetlejuice? Nope, not at all. I didn't want to see a film that I've grown up with, that I've loved, that kind of informed my childhood, a kind of foray into horror, kind of like, marred, I guess. So I wasn't really looking forward to it. But here's the thing. I really enjoyed this movie. And that's like a lot for me to say. That's high praise from me. Was it perfect? No. Were there issues? Absolutely, of course. We're talking about modern filmmaking. There's always going to be at least one or two issues. I'm going to kind of repeat what everybody else has been saying out there. It's fun, it's silly, it's wacky, it's, horrific and gory and weird and gross. It's very in keeping with the original Beetlejuice and Tim Burton's kind of older kind of, filmography. But the thing about the plot lines, yeah, there are too many plot lines and there are probably one or two many characters. It's overindulgent and it kind of bloats at the end kind of thing, which is kind of I think, very common thing for modern franchised films that have been released over the last 10, 15 years. It's very common that this is the thing. This was my problem with Alien Romulus, for example. Just too much. Just calm down, back away, keep it on the down low, and just very simple storytelling. It would suit a lot better. I'd rather have 2 or 3 characters tops that are really well worked and, the character arcs are just really well written and done through properly, than having 10 characters, And this is where that film falls down slightly. But what I will say is that what I was really shocked by, in a pleasant way, was that this film really did feel like a Tim Burton movie. It really did feel like a true Beetlejuice sequel. And for me, it's one of the best examples, again, within the last 10, 15 years of modern filmmaking, of a sequel to a movie, especially with such a big gap in between the two films, that really does keep the feel and the charm and all the things that we love as fans from the original Beetlejuice film. This film recaptures in 2024, which in itself is a massive miracle in modern filmmaking. It really surprised me, and I was just smiling from ear to ear whilst watching this film. The score, just the feel, the acting, the old characters coming back. They've They've obviously been through a lot of things over the years, but they've still managed to evolve the characters, but simultaneously still keeping what essentially those people were when we last saw them in the first film, and evolving them and bring them into the modern age, but in a very, in a very tactful, very subtle way. The universe, especially when they go in the afterlife, it's just like we remember it, except they kind of extend it slightly and they show us more of that world. And I'm going to cough now, excuse me. And that I was just absolutely blown over by. And the story is fine. It's this very simple plot, but unfortunately for this film, and this has been said before, there's just too many subplots going on. You have the beautiful Monica Bellucci who comes in, and she's this kind of the kind of big bad guy in a sense, and she comes in right at the beginning of the movie in an extended sequence, and then she basically disappears and then pops in right at the end of the movie, and there was kind of no real reason for it. And they could have just completely taken her out. There's a couple of other side characters that get a lot of time on the screen, and it's kind of more just almost self-indulgence. It feels like it's the director just having fun with this particular actor or this particular person. And again, fine, that it is what it is, and it's not a big problem. It just bloated the movie more than necessary. I mean, this film could have been a lot shorter, a lot tighter, a solid 90 minutes like back in the old days, and it would have been beautiful. Jenna Ortega's character is very interesting. She's obviously the daughter of Lydia Dietz, the original girl from the first film. She doesn't really need to be in this film. Like, I think Jenna Ortega is a great actor, but she's massively overshadowed by everybody else in this film. I mean, Michael Keaton's incredible. It's like nothing ever happened over these last 20 years or so. He's just Beetlejuice, that's it. And it was amazing when he was on screen. I just couldn't stop smiling. Incredible performance. Winona Ryder, brilliant. Catherine O'Hara, absolutely amazing, stunning performance. And then you have kind of Jenna Ortega, who's obviously a kind of, I guess, bigger upcoming name in today's world. And she's just completely overshadowed and kind of not necessary. We didn't need to have a daughter. I mean, she's more of a MacGuffin in this film. She gets taken into the afterlife, and and Lydia has to go and kind of find her daughter, kind of thing. And they could have just made it about that and taken a lot more of the other characters out, made it a lot more straightforward. Or they could have literally removed Jenna Ortega's character out of it completely and just kind of changed the MacGuffin, made it something a bit different, like an object, or I don't know, anything, a wedding ring. It would have met the same result. And I think that's kind of a shame for Jenna Ortega, because she can do a lot more, but they kind of didn't give her that much to do. But there you go. But I mean, other than that, I absolutely love this movie. Slightly too many characters. Again, that thing with too many endings, a bloated ending. It does open up for a sequel, which I was surprised about, because I think I saw in a interview with Tim Burton that he was kind of jokingly saying, I can't make another one. I'm going to be far too old now. And I guess that's kind of true. I don't think we can wait as long for another Beetlejuice sequel. And I'm a big fan of trilogies. I like 1, 2, 3, thanks very much, in the can. I love a trilogy, so I'd be happy to see a third Beetlejuice film, and I don't come away from the cinema very often saying, you know what, I actually want to see a sequel. So that for me is high praise. I'd like to see a third one, but they're going to have to make it soon, otherwise it is going to get a bit silly. Age is the thing, folks, I'm sorry. And it's okay for some things to just stop, If they never make another Beetlejuice film, I'd be happy with Beetlejuice 1 and 2. Absolutely happy. If they make a third one, great, but let's do it sooner rather than later. But that's it for my review. It's a high recommend. I'm going to say it. It's a high recommend. There are a couple of issues, but other than those couple of issues, you can look behind, you can look past it. Especially if you're a modern cinema goer, it's probably not going to bother you that much. And I think other than that, you're going to have a great time with some old friends in a universe that you've not seen for nearly 20 years now. And I absolutely just loved the whole experience. So yeah, it's a high recommend from me, guys. So we'll see you soon. We are back to regular scheduling now for September. We've got the next Jack Horrorhound's House of Horrors is going to be in the mid-September. And then we're going to have either a comic book corner, but I think I'm doing a video essay on I think we're going to be doing it on franchises, horror franchises, at the end of the month. So look forward to those two videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Leave a comment. What did you think about Beetlejuice? What do you think about franchises? Should they make a third? Let us know in the comments below. And until then, guys, stay safe, stay scared, and we'll see you soon. Bye.